Bajuri Gamarua, Dian Babana Gamarada, Gurung, Gamaragal Nura. On behalf of Metro Local Aboriginal Land Council, the rep body for the area we gather today, it's a great honour, indeed privilege, to open in language. Those words translate as G'day, women, men, youth, comrades, friends. We're gathering on Gamaragal country today. I pay my respects to the Gamaragal. They are and always will be the leaders of ceremony for us. They are the leaders of Eula Bading. They provide us the ceremonial leadership and have done that for eons. Today, in gathering on Gamaragal land, it's a great honour and privilege to stand aside a collaboration of over 20 sporting organisations, to stand and confirm their commitment and support for the voice. As the Aboriginal representative body for this area, and an area that extends over 24 local government areas, from Bidjigal to Wonnarua country, we are proud to stand aside these sporting organisations. We acknowledge the role of our people in sport, the opportunity sports provided for our community. For all the different sports, it's proud to see that you're standing aside to support our mob. Bajuri Gamarua, G'day, indeed have a deadly day. Now I'll pass over to Colin Hunter from the Wurundjeri. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Colin Hunter IV. I would like to start off with acknowledging that we are on Wurundjeri country, home to my ancestors and now home to everybody here today. I would also like to acknowledge and pay my respects to both elders past, present and emerging, elders from all nations, as well as all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. Wurundjeri country extends from the inner city of Melbourne across to the Great Dividing Range, west to the Werribee River, south to the Mordialloc Creek and east to Mount Baw Baw. A big thanks to everybody who has helped make this event possible. Wominjeka, welcome.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this very special event. And thank you to both Nathan and to Colin for your respective welcome to countries. I'd also like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people, traditional custodians on the land on which we gathered this morning, and we pay our respects to their elders past, present and also emerging. We're gathered here this morning in Melbourne and in Sydney for a truly special moment. Here in Melbourne and also in Sydney, more than 20 of Australia's largest and indeed smallest sports are gathered to pledge their support of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander recognition through a voice. Gathered here in Melbourne, we have representatives from the likes of Tennis Australia, the National Basketball League, Motorsport Australia, Australian Taekwondo, the AFL and Golf Australia. The list indeed does go on. The top executives, the current stars and the legends of yesteryear also. But those gathered represent so much more than just Sydney and Melbourne. These are sports played across the entirety of our vast landscape. I'd like now to hand back to Yvonne Sampson in Sydney to welcome guests there. Hi, Vonnie.
Thank you so much, Clint. I'd also like to acknowledge all the Gamaragal people, traditional custodians of the land on which we gather here at North Sydney Oval, and pay my respects to elders past and present. We've heard some of the incredible organisations and legends gathered in Melbourne, and well, here in Sydney, we've got representatives from rugby league, football, rugby union, baseball, boxing, triathlon, cricket, wheelchair rugby league, touch football, and many, many more. Today is National Sorry Day, and we're also on the eve of National Reconciliation Week. The theme for 2023 is to be a voice for generations. And that is what all of these representatives are doing today, encouraging us to be a voice of reconciliation in tangible ways in our everyday lives. This follows pledges of support from individual organisations have made in recent weeks and months, including Rugby Australia, Football Australia, the AFL, NRL, Cricket Australia, Netball Australia, National Basketball League and Tennis Australia. I'd now like to welcome a man who has conquered the heights of professional rugby league and since, with his brothers Trent and Matt, gone on to help build one of Australia's preeminent First Nations-led sporting businesses in No Limit Boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome George Rose to say a few words.
Thanks, Yvonne, and thank you, Nathan. I'm George Rose III. I'm Gomeroi, Uluru from Walgett, northwest New South Wales, and I reside here on Gamaragal country, and the CEO of No Limit Boxing, the premier professional boxing body here in Australia. And I'm very proud to be here today supporting all the CEOs who have put their hands up, all the sporting bodies, all the sporting stars who are here in support of The Voice. It's something that I can't speak on behalf of all of the nations or all of my countrymen, but I can speak on behalf of my family. And while this may be a small step, it's a step that we all want to be a part of. Sport has always been an equaliser for our people. It's always gave us the opportunity to be the best that we can be. And I appreciate each and every one of you CEOs who are out here supporting our people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, George. The pledging of support today is being done via a letter to the sporting fans of Australia, jointly signed by all of our sporting organisations gathered here and in Melbourne today. So we're going to invite a group of very special sporting legends to the stage to read the letter on behalf of all signatories. Please welcome two-time Olympian and former Socceroo, Jade North. The 13th Rugby League immortal and Australian Kangaroos coach, Mal Meninga. Olympic Australian boxer, Jamie Pittman. And in Melbourne, 350 AFL game great, Eddie Betts. Former Australian Diamonds captain, Kath Cox. FIBA Hall of Fame basketballer, Andrew Gaze. And 71 Test Australian cricketer, Jason Gillespie.
Dear sports fans of Australia, we, the representatives of leading sport organisations in Australia, come together to make this statement to all Australians who love their sport.
Sport has always served as a unifying force for our diverse Australian society. Regardless of where we come from or what we believe in, sport brings people together in the spirit of achievement, community and celebration.
Moreover, sport plays a significant role in reconciling Australia. It has long been a means for the inclusion and celebration of the incredible achievements of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples.
This year, all Australians will have their say in a referendum to recognise Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples in the Constitution by establishing an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander voice. We, as a collective, support recognition through a voice. We believe our nation can achieve this profound recognition of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people as the first peoples of our country in our Constitution.
And that we should do that by ensuring Indigenous Australians have a meaningful say in shaping their own future. We commit to using our platforms to lead conversations that promote respect, trust and goodwill between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians. We commit to improving education and understanding among the Australians who play, administer and watch our sports.
We encourage all Australians who love sport to listen with an open heart and an open mind through this historic moment. We respect that everyone is entitled to reach their own decision come the referendum.
Together we share a vision for the future as a nation that values equality, fairness and the rights of the traditional custodians of our land. The land on which we play, love and celebrate sport in Australia.
It is an incredible message from an incredible group of legends of our sport. We'll now hear from somebody who's played a vital role in today's proceedings and who many of you will know of or have spoken to along the journey. I speak of Tanya Hosch.
Hi, my name's Tanya Hosch and this is being filmed on Wurundjeri country and I acknowledge their long-term connection and stewardship of this land and waters. I am thrilled to be with you today virtually just to say thank you and congratulations to all of the sports who are joining together in this important mission for our country, this nation-building moment for us to consider changing the Australian Constitution for the first time to recognise Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people in the document. As many of you know, the Australian Constitution at the moment recognises Queen Victoria, recognises lighthouses, even recognises coinage, but is silent on the history and existence of the First Peoples of this country. This is a very exciting and important moment. Sport has always been a place that brings people together, is a place where everyone should be able to participate and see themselves reflected in the activity that sport provides a platform for. As many of you know, I work for the AFL, and we, along with other sports, are so pleased to be able to come together as a collaboration just to say who we are and what our values are. And all sports joined in this effort are here to say, please be informed about this upcoming nation-building moment where you get the opportunity to recognise First Australians through a voice to the Parliament. We thank you for coming together as sports to represent a shared vision for a reconciled Australia. I think we all know, if we think hard about it, that recognising First Peoples through a voice is a simple ask. As sporting codes, we're responsible for connecting millions of Australians week in, week out. And together we hope that we can help raise awareness about the fact that we're going to have a referendum this year to recognise the First Peoples of the country. And we, as a collective of sporting codes, say that we are in support of this important constitutional change.
Thank you so much, Tanya. This is a joyful and nation-building moment. That is it from here today on the land, as Eddie said, that we love, we play and we celebrate sport in Australia. Remember to be a voice for generations for our Reconciliation Week. Over to you, Clint.
Thank you so much, Yvonne Sampson there in Sydney, and from Melbourne. What an incredible moment we've witnessed this morning. With that, thank you for coming today. Thanks for your attention, and thank you so much for watching.